Hi, my name is Jay Patel. I'm from UC Berkeley, and I'm in Professor Lavian's Ieor 190G class on the smartphone patent war. This week we are covering Google and Android. I'm here with my fraternity brother Stefan, who is an expert on any and all things Google. So we have quite a good showing for you
And
today.
also special cameo, Mohandas Gandhi over here. So not sure if he'll be speaking today, but he is
Very
watching over this whole
charismatic as
video.
well.
Yeah.
All right, so Google started off as a search engine founded by Larry Page. Um, it makes its money off of data mining, and giving you relevant search ads. Um, it's also made money other applications such as
Yeah. So Google basically is their goal as a company is to provide a free and open internet in exchange for everybody to participate. So they've got venues like YouTube for this video that we're uploading right now, just to create a free and open internet, completely free service, but they just advertise through it and try and make money off of providing free services. So you've got things like Docs and Maps and Calendar and Google Talk, Google Voice. You've got Picasa, you've got Google Plus, which didn't really succeed, but just all of these I said Docs, right? Yeah, these variety of services that they provide for free for people that make the internet a better place for a lot of people in exchange for their information. And so that's sort of the business trade-off that Google does.
yeah. So Google is a search-based company, and this principle goes through the rest of its business plan as well. Wherever Google can put its hands in different markets, it tries to tie it all back
Yeah.
into making money off searches and ads.
So like
Um,
Google, for example, pioneered with Google Chrome, they pioneered that searching in the top bar thing, like the URL address bar. That like just got copied by Firefox when people realized it was just a good feature. So it's things like that where in a Google sort of machine or a Google app, you can almost always find it. Gmail comes out and you can their main thing is you can search through your mail. It's all that archiving of data that sort of is pervades all of Google.
Exactly. So Google's actually gets 80 in quarter to three 2011. Google got 85% of its net revenue from ads on its own site. They got 10% of its revenue from ads on other sites, and it got 5% of its revenue from other things such as other Google apps and licensing fees. It made $9.7 billion in quarter to three, based off of the advertisements. Um, Now, I'm going to get right into three reasons why Google does Android, which is its software, which is the software that is used by a lot of different hardware manufacturers for phones. I'm going to go into three reasons why Google does Android, even though Android is pretty much given away for free. Now, reason number one, going back to their business model, they directly get money from search. So Google is the default search engine. Chrome is the default web browser upon these smartphones that are operated by Android. The more information that Google gets from whatever you search, whatever you browse, that means more money for them because they can give you more relevant ads.
Yeah.
Um, and it gives Android away for free to different hardware manufacturers, which lets Google get into the market, which helps them out
Yeah.
immensely.
And you like make a deal with sort of a like a provider of a cell phone, like a smartphone. They can use your operating system for free, which makes it much more likely that they'll come back and use your operating system over maybe iOS, which is not free.
Exactly. So that's the first way Google makes money off Android, even though Android is given away for free. The second way Google makes money is that it pockets money from licensing some of the apps. For instance, developers pay money for having an account to upload these applications they have, even though 67% of Google's Android applications are free, compared to Apple's 37% that are free. Google gets money from licensing out Gmail and other services we mentioned before, um, and that is one way that Google makes its money. Now, the next reason why has gotten into Android and got into the mobile market to begin with is because mobile was viewed as the next big thing. Um, Google for about 10 years now has dominated most of the search market off computers, and right when smartphones were really beginning to take off, they made the business decision to go for
Yeah.
smartphones
To
and
try
that
and get into the
platform.
next big the technology revolution,
Exactly.
which is like the technology moves fast. You have to jump onto something new, or else you're going to become obsolete.
Exactly. So the reason Google did that was, somewhat obvious now in hindsight, is because they could get more data. People were more likely to pull out their phones to search things as opposed to try to go to a more hardwired computer. and this way they can give you more relevant ads. They've gotten into giving you local shopping
Yep.
deals and whatnot. So it just goes back to this idea of making money off of search and off of the relevance that these ads have to you.
Yeah, it also sort of forces the customer. I don't know if you. It doesn't sound like you said this. Forces the customer base of Google to be larger, because in order to use Android, you have to sign in with a Google ID. You have to construct one before you can even use the machine. So it initiates people that otherwise weren't part of the Google account empire to become more familiar with the apps and stuff. So
Exactly. So right now, I want to end this on the what is Google thinking of next. And so right now, Google's got into mobile. They're still doing searches. They're trying to get into social networking with Google Plus, and they're also trying to get a hold of this the mobile market. But in addition to that, what is the next big thing that Google has up its sleeve? A lot of speculators say that Google is looking into Google TV.
I feel like the music store is going to be a lot too.
Yeah, and the music store as well. Recently, it was hinted that when TiVo's shares went up in price, Google and Microsoft were named as two major corporations that were interested in purchasing TiVo. Google, because speculation is Google wants to create Google TV. Well, that is it for this week. Thank you for listening, and
Anything behind us?
guess not.
Yeah.
He just smiles. Good night.